Hey guys, welcome to Traveling on the Go. I'm sitting here in Spain in an epic hiking spot. You can see all the pathways are right off the cliffs. This is really amazing. I've never seen any hiking spot like this, surrounded in a gorge. A lot to get to in this episode. Let's go. Into the cage. They called it the most dangerous walkway in the world. A path built into the cliffs of Spain a century ago, hanging 100 meters above the gorge, where one wrong step meant certain death. I came here to walk it myself, but there is one problem. I'm not a big fan of heights. The wind roars through these mountains and the wooden planks shake under your feet. It's hard to believe that before its renovation, parts of this trail had completely collapsed and people still crossed it anyway. Therefore, it became a legend, a forbidden path that tested courage, balance, and fear itself. Now it's been rebuilt, safer, but the danger still lingers in the dizzying views, the glass platforms, and the drop that feels endless. So today, I'm taking you on this hike through one of the most breathtaking and terrifying trails on Earth. Would you walk it, knowing its deadly past? Guys, good morning, and we have some traffic. I'm going to flip it around. I have no idea what we're going to do. No one's moving. I don't even know if you honk. Let's see. I'm going to try and honk a bit. Yeah. Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to Traveling on the Go. How do you like my setup here? I'm at the Camino del Rey hiking spot. This is the north entrance. I'm just doing it by myself. You can take a guided tour with tons of people, and I'm not going to do that. But as you see here, we've just started it. Really pretty here. Kind of outside of Ronda, Spain. Let's go. So when you come here, I paid about 35 euros. Parking was free. I'll get into it, how you get in here, because it's a big ordeal with not a lot of signs. But that's quite important. I'll get to that later. You got to wear a helmet. I don't know about the hat and helmet combo. It's a bit much, but let's see how this goes. It's kind of sunny today, and I'm trying not to get too sunburned. So, whoa, look at this. Let's go. It's going to get really good soon. So I did talk to the tour guide right before I got in here. He was saying this trail was one of the most dangerous in Europe, maybe even parts of the world, because they had no safety measures before. As you can see now, there's a lot of safety measures throughout this, and this is pretty tame. It gets really crazy where you're on the sides of cliffs, and before there was no safety apparatuses or walls or anything like that. So this would be really interesting. The pictures look pretty crazy. Let's see what we find. So there's only around 500 people per day that can come here in this park. I thought the tickets were sold out. I was lucky to get one. What I'm seeing so far, though, you're going to have to do a tour, but you can skip the tour. I didn't even know that. Someone came up at the last moment and said, can we just hike it? They said, yeah, no problem. They take your name. They give you a helmet. And look at this. Wow. Anytime there is a tunnel, they got to go in. This is a little side path. Ooh, cool. It just goes right under. Wow. Love it. So I'm not trying to hype this up at all, but I don't think I've ever been on a hike like this. You see how all the little pathways are going right on the side of the mountain. They put concrete under these and wood, but just amazing. And the views, see the train tracks right here, but absolutely amazing. Every turn is a little bit better so far, and it hits right away. You may walk 5 minutes and then boom. So apparently you cannot go on the bridge. I don't think I want to go on that bridge. Look at that. Train tracks are just above here. So every corner there's something. So on average, how high up are we? I would say at least 100 feet. Maybe higher than that, just on average. I don't know if it gets higher. Gorgeous little gorge that goes through here with the river. I haven't seen a bad view yet. So once again, I'm shooting this whole little adventure today on the Osmo Pocket 3. Now, if you're wondering why the audio doesn't sound great, I forgot the wireless microphone that normally attaches really easy. And so let's hope it sounds well enough today. So for a while, this was known as you're on the cliffs as the most dangerous pathway or hike in the world, really. I'm sure there's some other ones that rival it. But this was actually closed for around 14 or 15 years. A number of people died trying to scale the cliffs, kind of a makeshift walkway. And so they went through and they put in all the safety measures. So before that, extremely dangerous. So 2015, when they actually completed the restoration, all the safety measures, 9 million euros went into securing the path. Now, when you're on the cliffs, you're going to see wood beams that are very sturdy, steel and concrete. So it's really reinforced when you're walking over it, but yet you're still up well over 100 feet. I think in a couple of places, to be honest, it's pushing 200 feet, but still an amazing walk and pretty flat in general. Okay, onto the cliff, next section. So this is what I'm talking about. Keeps getting better. I don't know how high up we are. Look at that. There are some people up here. Just get ahead of the groups. Wow, look at this. Really pretty. On to the next section. I have to say, so far, this is living up to the hype. Probably better than the pictures so far. Route you see before. See underneath it? And we have people managing the walkways, which is pretty good. So the lower section, that's where people used to cross. And I have no idea what that looked like back in the day. I'll try and find some pictures. But look at that. I'm sure it had a little guardrail. But look at this. Whoa. This is pretty insane. Look at this. Ooh. So we're coming up on the bridge over here. Let's see what that's like. Best part about this angle, I think think it hides the double chin. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure. It's a bit of a surprise suspension bridge going across. Wow, wasn't expecting that. Kind of suspension. Whoa. Look at that. Love it. Love it. Here we go. Wow. Wow. Like I said, man, it keeps getting better. I never would have guessed there was a suspension bridge. Wow. Look at that. Whoa. Whoa, right on the edge. Very cool. It's almost like the suspension bridge at the end, maybe the grand finale. I never expected it. I'm like, you want a bridge? Like, it's swaying in the wind a little bit, not a ton. Look at that. Into the cage. So originally this was actually the Little King's Pathway. That's what Camino del Rey actually means. And then later on the electric companies came through here and they put in all the power lines. I don't know if you can see. And so they made their way through the gorge and made, you know, the best path they could. And some people tried to actually follow that path. And then in 2015, they actually reconstructed it, made it all the proper walkways with the proper engineering. But a number of people did die, I believe, in 2001, so it was shut down for 14 years. And before that, it was known as the most dangerous pathway or hike in the world. I'm sure it's got to be in the top 5. So a little history for you. So hey guys, it's going to wrap it up for traveling on the go. Just saw an epic bridge. Hope you like Camino del Rey. Epic hike. Really great. You're going to end up in El Chorro when you get down. It's a small little town. And they have buses that take you back to the parking lot. So just make sure where you park. Anyway, you never know unless you try. I am out of here. Make sure to watch some other videos on Dubai and the desert, Brazil, Argentina. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. So thanks so much for watching, guys. I really appreciate this episode of Traveling on the Go. If you have any questions, put it in the comments. Anything else I can do for you, I am here. That's going to do it. I am out of here. We have a lot more adventures coming up, like into the deserts of Dubai and the biggest waterfall system in the world in Brazil. Take care, guys.